letter to Laodicea, he says to us, "Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with him and he with me." That's verse 20. Usually I hear this verse interpreted as a door for the unsaved. But really, in context, it's a door for believers. It's a door inviting us into fellowship with Jesus. And with him in fellowship is always the community of the Trinity. It's an invitation to deep fellowship with the Godhead. Now, in biblical times, if you were invited to share a meal with someone, it meant that you were going to share your life with them. God wants you to share your life with him, and he wants to share his life with you. Have you ever stopped to think about what life in the Trinity might be like? Did you ever consider that the Trinity itself is a community? It's modeling for us relationships, because we were created to live in a web. And I'm not talking about the World Wide Web, but a web of relationships, including the Father, the Son, the Spirit, you and me and other believers. Salvation is so much more than forgiveness of sins and a ticket to heaven. When you trust Christ, you enter into the Son's relationship with the Father and the Spirit, and you can actually share in the life of the Trinity. You have an invitation to dine with God. Peter reiterates this idea in 2 Peter 1, 3 and 4. He writes in his second letter, "His divine power has given us everything we need for life and godliness through our knowledge of him who has called us by his own glory and goodness. Through these he has given us his very great and precious promises, so that through them you may participate in the divine nature and escape the corruption in the world caused by evil desires." Did you hear? You have an invitation to participate in the divine nature. They want us to do life with them. What an amazing invitation. Will you open the door of your heart? Will you sit down with them every day? That's what they're asking. And that is the greatest invitation any of us will ever receive.